Black people, J.R. Stewart here, conservative voice of Black America. And I've been watching the news here lately, and I find it very interesting when I look at the comparison between how the Hispanic leadership and voices in the Hispanic community respond to an outreach by Trump to the Hispanic community versus the Black response. The Black response has been, oh, well, Trump didn't attend a Black church. He didn't come to the Urban League meeting. He didn't attend the NAACP meeting, sellout caucus. Really? And really, what they're really saying is that Trump hasn't paid them. He's not willing to give them money. So as a result, they have nothing positive to say, even though they recognize and realize that the outreach, the attempt, this is almost unprecedented in today's age, that the Republican nominee is actually speaking about Black issues, making the Black cause relevant. Now, if we were smart, similar to what the Hispanics are doing, notice that the Hispanics don't have anything negative to say about Trump and his outreach. He's starting to say things about the Hispanic folks also. But they meet with him, they shake hands, they keep the meetings positive. And because they've been playing both sides against the middle, just in case Trump wins, then a few of them will have allies in the White House, and they can call on and say, hey, Mr. Trump, President Trump, remember when you met with us and you promised or you said you were going to do X, Y, Z? Okay? Black folks are so loyal, so committed, such a slave for $1, that the Congressional Black Sellout Caucus and these so-called Black leaders and people who get on TV, self-appointed people who speak for the Black community, who are paid operatives, that's not all they are. They have nothing but praise on Hillary. They can't respond to what has a Democratic Party. I heard one of them on MSLSD news show, passing stuff off as a news show, actually tried to say, well, when asked, well, what have the Democrats done in the last 80 years for Black people to help? Because you look around, all you see is more decay, more destruction. Oh, well, President Obama passed my brother's keeper. What? Really? That's it? That's your answer? Democrats have run our schools for 80 years. Before Democrats took control of the schools, Blacks actually had some decent schools to go to. Some of them were performing at the national level or exceeding the national level. But the Liberal Progressive Democrat, the LPD, couldn't have that. So they had to get into the schools and take them over, plant their seeds of decay and rot. And this is what we have now. The seeds have now matured, have grown into a full rot infestation. Democrats run our neighborhoods, many of them in the inner city. City councilmen, county commissioners, other elected positions. We have more Blacks running stuff than ever before. More liberal, Democrat, progressives running stuff than ever before, especially as it pertains to Blacks. And what do we have to show for it? We've gone from having many Blacks running their own businesses before 1960 to now only a small percentage of Blacks actually own a business that's viable. We've gone from 90% of Black kids being raised in a home with two parents. They may not have been married, but while their father was there. To now I think it's only about 25% of kids, Black kids, are in two-family homes. The economies of the Black community are terrible. No one moves their company into the Black community for the schools. No one moves into the Black community for all the great jobs these Democrats have created, the environment they've created for all this to happen. None of this happens. And on top of that, the issues that affect the Black community, mainly poor education. If we could fix one thing in America, just one, as it pertains to Black people, fix the schools. It's a shame that Black kids attend schools that are inferior. Fix the schools. I'm going to do another segment, another tape on Woodrow Wilson and the fact that we actually send black kids to schools named after this racist. But the liberal progressive Democrat, the LPD, loves Woodrow Wilson. They praise this man. KKK loving Woodrow Wilson. Segregationist Woodrow Wilson. The man who implemented separate but equal in the federal workforce. Woodrow Wilson. Sent us back 50 years, Woodrow Wilson. I digress. I don't get too far into Woodrow Wilson. My point is that this is a good opportunity for blacks to be open-minded, hear what Trump has to say, sit down on the table. Rather than criticize, you didn't come here, you didn't come there. You're talking about us to all white audiences. I'm sorry, see, I get so excited, I get tongue-tied. It's hard for me to do that silly, on my knees, begging white folks for freedom voice that I tried to pull off. You didn't come to our churches. You didn't come to the Urban League. You didn't come here. You didn't come there. And really, what some of these silly people are really saying is that you're airing our dirty laundry to white people. That's the last thing black people want. They don't want you to talk about the high murder rate. They don't want you to talk about the high school dropout rate, which is almost 50% for black boys. They certainly don't want you to talk about crime, drugs. They don't want you to talk about all these things. They don't want you to talk about the lack of jobs and opportunity. They don't want you to talk about how terrible the schools are. They don't want you to talk about any of these things to white people. Then you come to the black community behind closed doors, just keep it among family. You can mention it a little bit. Well, not really, because you're white. White people really don't have the right for some of these silly black people. You don't have the right to talk about the black experience. You're not black. Yeah, right. And this is why every election, Democrats just take you for granted. Take you for granted. They have your vote. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to say anything. They don't have to promise. All they have to do is say racism. The Republicans are racist. The Tea Party is racist. They're against Obama. They're against black people. They're against women. They're against Jews. They're against. This is it. Excuses. Blame. If you want church burnings, cross burnings in your church, vote for the Republicans. If you want to see the KKK return to power, vote for the Republicans. This is so sad that people are this ignorant to listen to these silly messages. If they only knew the relationship between and the history of the KKK and the Democratic Party. If they only knew the history of the Democratic Party as it relates to civil rights. Terrible record. The civil rights movement was a protest fight against racist Democrats, not Republicans. If people only knew that the Republicans didn't own slaves, Democrats did. They're the party of the Confederate. They're the party of slavery. They're the party of Jim Crow and the Black Codes. They're the party that opposed voting for blacks. This is why the civil rights laws to be passed to start with. Democrats oppose you. It's laughable. Republicans, they don't want to see black people vote. They're doing everything to take your vote away. Laughable. Laughable. How silly and ridiculous it is. It's laughable. It's insulting. Really. So black people, take this opportunity. I'm not saying vote for Trump. I'm going to vote for him. Because there's no way in the world. No way in the world. If Jesus Christ ran as a Democrat, I wouldn't vote for him. That's how skanky that party is. Their history. They never apologize for the things they've done to black people. Lynched and killed thousands. Not once have they ever said we're sorry. We should have never founded and funded the KKK to do our dirty work. We shouldn't have done it. We're sorry. Never. They never apologized for conspiring with the unions to keep black men out of jobs. Black men had the lowest unemployment rate in America up until maybe like the 1930s. The lowest. We worked. We took care of our families. It was the Democrats and the unions who conspired to take those jobs away from black men. They've succeeded. Black men now have the highest unemployment rate. We have the highest incarceration rate. They go hand in hand. You can't If you can't find legitimate work, you'll find illegitimate work, illegal work. They did this. They destroyed our families. Oh, we'll help you out, but you gotta make sure there's no man around. Yeah, we'll give you a housing voucher and food, but that black man can't have him around. They destroyed our families with their policies. They infiltrated our schools and destroyed them. They did this. Never apologize. All they do is blame someone else for the things that they've done. The very things that they've done. So black people, we need to stop. Take a look and make both parties. If you at least become open-minded to what Trump has to say and hear him out, here's what's going to happen. Hillary will be forced to articulate something in return, a response. Her and her party may actually start doing something in the black community to make a difference. If there's a threat, if there's a chance, they may lose the black vote. I remember in 2010, 2014 especially, North Carolina, Democrats begging black folks, please come out and vote. We miss you. We don't understand why you're not coming out and voting for us. Because you haven't done anything to earn my vote. Nothing. That may change though. Let some black folks actually start voting for the Republicans, entertaining what they have to say, possibly giving them a chance. And you may actually see some changes in your community. Elect some Republicans to sit on your school board. Actually hire a Republican superintendent to run your school. And what may happen is that Democrats may look around and say, well, we can't allow them to make things better, and we don't respond. We need to get up off our asses and actually do something in the black community. Or we may lose them. But as long as you continue to just give them your vote without them earning it, you notice how politicians go around the country and speak in Spanish. Why is that? Because they're catering to the Hispanic community. Why is that? Because even on a bad election, at least 35% of Latinos will vote Republican. I don't think Republicans have ever gotten more than 50%. Maybe once. Maybe George Bush, I'm not sure. Maybe he came close to 50. But even on a bad election for Republicans, you still get 25-30% of the Hispanic vote. And then when you look at the voting results for blacks, George Bush, who reached out to blacks, put blacks in his cabinet in leadership position, got 11%. I think Trump right now is polling around 1 or 2%. Most Republicans get maybe 5%. And you wonder why Republicans are not at the Urban League speaking. Well, Bush went to the Urban League and spoke. Where did they get him? McCain, I believe, spoke there. Where did they get him? Nothing. At some point, blacks have to step up. And when people reach out to you, you have to reach back. Accept their hand. Be willing to work with them. So next time Trump has an event in your city, attend. Go. And when they put a camera in your face expecting you to say something negative about the experience of Trump, be open-minded. Look at the camera, and here's what you say. You say, I'm an African-American, if you want to use a hyphenated fake American title. I'm an African-American, or I'm black, which is what I am. That's what I'm an African-American, and for the first time in my life, I'm being open-minded, and I am willing and considering voting for Trump. Until I see some results from the Democratic Party, from Hillary, from my school board, from my elected city officials, from my mayor, my city council, my county commissioner, my governor, till I see the Democrats actually do something in my community, improve my schools, do something about crime, create some jobs for our people, then I may leave the party and actually go vote for the Republicans. Those racist, KKK-loving, misogynist, Jew-hating, Muslim-hating. I mean, they label us as hating everybody. I'm amazed they haven't Well, actually, we do hate ourselves. We do have some rhinos. So that would be true. There are some Republicans that actually hate Republicans. That's the one thing that we could probably agree on. Anyway, I need to go. I have work to do. There will be another installment. My video blog. I've gotten away from them, but it's time to bring it back. So the next installment will be, I have to say something about the sorry, pitiful black men on their knees begging white people and LPDs, the liberal progressive Democrats, for freedom. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. It's time for you to grow the hell up, for you to be a man. Get off your damn knees. Why do we have our kids watching us on our knees begging white folks for freedom? Free us. Give us stuff. Give me money. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That's all you hear from these sorry ass people. It's sickening. Don't give me anything. Get out of my way. Let me fix me and fix my community. Get out of our damn way. Stop destroying our schools and our families. Stop putting policies in place that destroy our families and schools. Get out of the damn way. And we'll take it from there. We know how to raise our kids. We know how to discipline our kids. We know what they need. We know how to turn this around. We're not powerless. We are poor, many of us, but we're not powerless. And the liberal progressive Democrats, the LPDs, would just get the hell out of the way. Tell people, tell black folks, it's time for you to stand up on your own 2 feet. It's time for you to fix your own problems. And then get out of the way and let us do that. I submit to you, within one generation, we can turn things around. Make a better America. Better black America, better America for everyone. Thank you guys. I'm J.R. Stewart, the conservative voice of black America.